What's the difference between a modern woman and a traditional woman? The modern woman will spend her entire life trying to lift more weight than men. The traditional woman realizes that she doesn't have to lift any weight because of men.
Never teach a man how to love you. Stop reminding him, stop asking, stop begging. Because a man who truly cares doesn't need instructions.
Yeah.
He knows how to show up.
Yeah.
He knows how to make time.
Yeah.
He knows how to make you feel valued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he's not doing it, it's not because he doesn't know, it's because he's choosing not to. And that's your answer. Because the right man will never leave you confused.
Yeah.
So the guy that I posted about in my last video, Mr. I drink very rarely. We were supposed to go out for the first time this week. That will not be happening. We were chatting last night, and I have friends that live around the corner from me, so I tell him I'm gonna go to one of their houses and watch a movie. And surprise, surprise. Come on, Kate, I was only kidding. No, you weren't.
Never in a million years did I think I was going to be 37 single.
And you think that's why?
I've seen too much in my life.
Okay, and that means what?
I'm tainted. I mean, you can imagine the things that I've seen. Married women, women leaving their boyfriends on the spot, leaving their boyfriend in the club. I mean, everything under the sun that you can imagine. I'm giving you the super G version.
Cooperation. It's what men really want. Simple that. Cooperation. Men will go down in looks to go up in cooperation. But the fact is, women are so uncooperative today, men are going even further into their other preferences. There used to be a time where women who were not as attractive and maybe a little on the unfit side were the nicest women in the neighborhood. They were nice. They were sweet. You know,
you're listening to these lists and what modern women say they want, but really give them 4 or 5 years and they'll be tired. I'm tired of having to carry this load. I'm tired of having to do this all myself. It's been 5 years. It's been 2 years. And I'm already tired, boss.
Masculine men, high value. Let's even take high earning out of it, right? If you are a hard working man, you have a good job, you want to be a provider, you want to show up for your kids, you want to be at the basketball games, you want to love on your wife, and you want to be faithful. Why would those men choose you when they don't have to? When there's someone younger, when there's someone nicer, when there's someone kinder, when there's someone that pays attention to them better, when there's someone that actually acts like they need them. Because this is another thing too. When women say things like, I don't need no man, you sound crazy. Yeah. Why would he choose you when he doesn't have to? Men need to feel needed. Am I wrong? Am I lying?
I think people want to feel needed.
Yeah, people. That's not just a man thing.
But men especially.
Men want to provide. Sure. They want to take care of.
Yes.
You got it. What do you need me for?
Yes. I am tired of people deflecting and playing victim to avoid taking accountability. And that is really popularized in today's day and age. And that's why we have this cycle of bitter, jaded, toxic, single moms raising boys that they don't like, raising girls that they make hard. And the roles are reversed. And it's not until we tell the truth. And yes, the truth hurts. Yes, it is harsh. And if you take accountability for it, we can reverse the issue, the trauma, the generational trauma that we're instilling in our children. So call me whatever you want. Sure, I'll be a pick-me.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
If you're in the dating game, these are 5 rules to live by. They must come to you. There is no way I'm about to let you commute for a man. No situationships. Either you're together or you're not. They don't get the benefits of having a girlfriend without giving you said title. Your time being wasted should be an ick to you. Time being wasted includes not being communicative, not being assertive, ghosting. If they're not interested in you, they can tell you. You can handle it. You're a big girl. You have a whole roster that you need to get through. Give the small talk and just go straight to a date. If they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to talk to you, they would. If they wanted to make plans with you, they would. In that same vein, if you want to talk to them, you can talk to them. If you want to make plans with them, you can make plans with them. We're not in high school anymore. We're done playing that, oh, but I texted last game. Send a double text. Send a triple text for all I care. These are just my personal rules, but you can go ahead and adopt them too.
A lot of these men know that a woman will get online and say, I'm strong and independent. I don't need no man. But then be having him in the other room while hollering and screaming all this stuff, he paying the bills, but then still be online getting validation and attention from other dudes in their DMs.
Real men do not date women.
Our modern society has fooled all of you. Hook up, spin plates, promiscuity, just test the waters. And I understand on paper it sounds good, but the reality is, the fruits of this are evident. The divorce rate is over 50%, and the majority of women will be childless and single within a few years' time. So what do we do instead? Court and vet. You first as a man need a period of isolation connecting solely with God, yourself, and your mission above. Once you've done this, I believe you enter phase 2. This is vetting. A woman will aid you in this quest. She is your helpmate. It is up to you as a man to vet this woman accordingly to make sure you are a viable match. Once you have done this for 8 to 12 months, I believe you can then enter the final step. This, my friends, is marriage and ultimately a family. So it's time to grow up, follow God, and when your future wife approaches you, may you have the objectivity to vet her accordingly and vice versa.
Chivalry isn't, and it never will be. The reason why it's often not respected is because anything that's given too early on without actually being earned or worked for is never actually respected. It's the same thing if your parents ever bought you something nice growing up, like a car, or maybe even your room. Your room was probably a mess. Why? Because you didn't have to actually work the long hours to afford the home and pay off the mortgage. Same thing goes when you're dating a woman. You know, if you've only gone out with her a few times and you're already buying her flowers, you're already taking her to super extravagant dinners, you're doing all these things for her, she's sitting there wondering, like, why does this guy feel the need to go above and beyond for me, to where she can't really appreciate the effort you're putting forward? Because let's be real, you're really only doing this to make her like you more. You're not even being authentic to yourself. It's all a facade and you don't even realize it. And if you really think about it, it's borderline manipulative, which is why they always say, you know, nice guys finish last, and she always goes for the quote unquote.
A lot of these modern women, they say this type of silly stuff like, may the best man win and stuff like that. But, you know, a lot of these men out here, especially after a certain point in time, you know, kind of accepting the fact, because a lot of times men do realize, hey, this ain't going anywhere. She's not really serious. She don't really want anything with me.
Those were brand new. Did you realize all flowers come out of the same ground, right? Don't ever get mad for a man not getting flowers. If you don't appreciate Walmart flowers, you won't appreciate the big bouquets that are probably like $6,000. And those were really nice ones. Those were pretty. But you acting ungrateful and entitled doesn't make a man want to get you more. In fact, it does the opposite. He would rather get something nice for somebody else, because at least they'll say thank you and appreciate it.
Men, I'm just so very sad. I'm laughing, but I'm sad. The amount of men who have commented and said they absolutely will not approach a woman anymore is so sad. The reasoning behind it is so kind of all over the place. A lot of men don't want to deal with potential rejection. They say how rude some women can be, like if they just are trying to pay a compliment and a woman's like, I guess has an attitude with them. But at the same time, I'm like, well, how are you complimenting her? Because if it's offensive, then kind of understand. But if it's just a, hey, hello, nice to see you, how's your day? You know, there's no reason to be rude. But at the same time, women are almost conditioned to think any man who steps to them is going to do something that's off kilter. What do we do? Because a lot of us women still look for the chivalrous man, and the chivalrous man is scared to come to the lady who would accept chivalry. I don't know what to do.
And I think it's even gotten to the point where dudes are not at the bar anymore. You don't have guys at the bar anymore. They're not going a lot of places. How come we can't find guys at lounges or bars to buy us drinks? Well, because for one, y'all act like y'all are entitled to the drink. When the man gives you the drink, then y'all sit up there and smirk in his face like, no, get on, be gone. Are you serious? Are you serious? I just paid $15, $20, $30 for a drink for you to be like, now get on. Don't say hi. Don't say thank you. Just, that's what you're supposed to do, as you should. Okay. And I won't be doing it again.
I'll never forget this case. It was heartbreak. There was this I think he was 10-year-old little boy. And he used to say to his dad, when you drop me off after our visit, can we stop before we turn onto Mom's street? And I'll give you a hug and I'll tell you I love you. Because then when we get to the house, I'm going to get out of the car and yell that I hate you and I never want to see you again. And I'm going to run up to Mom's. Because this kid at 10 had figured out that if he let Mom know he loves Dad, that Mom would be mad at him and she would be cold to him. And he also knew that his father loved him so much that he could do that and yell at him and he would understand. And so they had this routine for 2 years where they would pull up and get out of the car and he'd hug him and he'd tell him he loved him. And then he'd get back in the car and he'd pull up to the house and the kid would get out and slam the door and yell, I hate you, I never want to see you again, and run back up to Mom's, and Mom would shuffle him in, my poor baby. What do you think that does to a kid? What do you think that does? What effect do you think that has on a kid? How could you create conditions like that and claim you love that kid? But the problem is we have a system that is ill-equipped to deal with that.
It says, woman to woman, just remember, always say no when a guy asks if you can cook. A man asking a woman if she can cook is equivalent to a woman asking a man if he pay bills. And it's all really dumb, right? They're going based off of the gender roles. Why is it that people look at their role and they don't want to do it? I ain't paying bills. I ain't cooking and cleaning for this. That's how people think. That's what this post is, right? The whole time, just bare minimum, every man and woman is cooking and cleaning, paying bills. Then when they get with each other, they act like this is what a man or a woman's supposed to do. But the whole time, grown men and women don't want to do this in their own relationship when they've been doing it their whole life. Now you want somebody else to do all this for you like you got a slave for real. So it's just dumb when they say, well, a real man would do it, a real woman would do it, but then these motherfuckers get into relationships and don't want to do it. You ask them a bare minimum question like this, act like they really out here saving the planet or something. They f***ing stupid. This is why I can't be in a relationship. This is why they say don't hate the player, hate the game. You must give up on before you start to hate men or start to hate women, because that's clearly what's happening right now. Subscribe to my YouTube, Planet Reality.
And you'll have a lot of these modern women that will ask about chivalry. They'll ask about a man being traditional, right? But the issue is, when the man was giving you flowers, you were rolling your eyes at him. You was giggling, you was laughing. A man go and open a door for you, he get a lecture on how you're strong and independent and you don't need no man and thanks, but and whatever other stupid stuff that you want to come with. Oh, well, thanks, but I really don't need that. So I don't want you holding on my head. I wasn't going to do that. I was just being a gentleman like I was taught. When men continue to come up against that attitude over and over again, why in the world would they keep on going in that direction? Why would they keep on doing that? Why would they keep on giving you the benefit of him being a gentleman and you're just going to act stupid?
So men can't be heard. And so, okay, how can I articulate men for women so that women will then be able to see and hear men in their life? I never wanted anybody to need me to do this translation. Just if I can open your eyes, get the prejudice out of our ears, and listen to these folks. And it doesn't mean that everything about them is great. No, they're human. They struggle deeply with issues of honor and accountability and shame and fealty and faith, and they're complex. And they say they're simple. Like when people, when men are like, what do you do? I've been studying men since 1991. I literally had a man in an airplane turn to me and go, are you slow? We're simple. And it took a while for me to be able to say right back, no, you're not. You're direct, and you confuse that with simple. But a woman has to pay attention to 9 things to have you understand something that she needs.
When you got a woman that's carrying the relationship all by herself, you gotta ask yourself, well, how is it that you can be so comfortable watching her struggle? How can you be so okay with her being in survival mode and not stepping up? Like, why is she always the one fixing things? communicating, holding it down while you just sitting there comfortable. Because at first, she don't complain. She just handles it because she loves you enough to try harder, give more, and be patient longer than she should. But see, here's the thing, right? That don't mean that she's not feeling it. Deep down inside, she's feeling that survival mode kicking in. And every time you let that woman carry that weight by herself, you're teaching her that she can't depend on you like that. You're teaching her exactly to stop expecting partnership from you. And the moment she realizes she's been doing everything by herself, something inside her clicks. She won't break down loud. She'll just get tired. And when a woman gets tired of carrying everything alone, you know what else she gets tired of too? She gets tired of carrying you too.
You know, these modern women, it's not ignorance. It's just you're not applying it in the right context, right? Like, you know, say for instance, if a man does something, you know, maybe he's working, and he don't text back. Oh, you know, he's avoiding. You know, you can't really trust this guy, right? And they make a big deal about it. They'll fool around. Obviously, they're going to text a group. Obviously, they're going to text anybody and everybody who they know. They're going to blow up your phone. They're going to tell TikTok you're a terrible person. But when you look at what she's doing, she don't text back for a few hours. Oh, you know, you know, I'm just maintaining healthy boundaries. You know, you're doing the same thing that I am. But for some reason, I'm wrong about it. I'm the one that's toxic. I'm the one that's avoided. How the heck does that make sense?
The Uber is outside. Santa Greenie, here we come.
Cancel it. The itinerary is void. Unpack your bags.
Are you insane? The flight leaves in 2 hours.
I audited the travel budget. I paid for the flights, the villa, and the yacht. Your financial contribution to this joint venture is 0.
Because I bought a new wardrobe for this. I spent thousands on outfits to look good for you.
Your personal wardrobe is a vanity expense. It does not subsidize the trip.
You initiated this trip. I assumed it was an all-inclusive arrangement. That is standard protocol.
I do not unilaterally fund leisure activities. I build with partners. If I am carrying 100% of the financial burden, you are not my partner. You are a dependent.
You are ruining my dream trip over money? You're so cheap.
I value my capital. I will enjoy Santorini. Alone.
Wait, you're still going? Without me?
I am a partner, Lisa, not a travel agency.
And I think another thing that, you know, kind of confuses men is that a lot of these modern women have a whole checklist of the things that they need you to do. They have a whole checklist of the things that they want you to do. And then when you meet those things, or you're pretty well through that list, like you're checking maybe not every box because nobody's perfect, but, you know, a good majority of the boxes. She'll say something like, well, I mean, sometimes she don't even say anything. She just acts disappointed, like, okay, is that it? What else do you have? Like, I expect more out of my man. You know what I mean? And then when he asks, she's like, oh yeah, you know, you're doing great, but I know my friends would do, or my dad would do, or my grandpa, or I've heard stories and tales of my great-great-grandpa, who I never even knew, doing this for my great-great-great-grandmother. So I need you to treat me like that. That's a myth. He never did that. If you go back to her and you ask her what actually you can't ask her, because she passed away. Your mother's lying to you. That's a...
Touch your husband, because it is quite literally the medicine to his life. And no, not just when you are in the mood and not when you want something. Just reach for him. Put your hand on the back of his neck when he is driving. Slide your arm around him in the kitchen. Sit close enough on the couch that your legs touch. To you, it might feel small, but to a man, those moments matter so much more than most wives realize. Because most men go through their entire day being needed by everyone. Their job, their responsibilities, their families. They carry pressure they rarely talk about. And very few people in their life ever just reach for them to remind them that they are loved. But when his wife does, when the woman he works so hard for simply leans into him, something in him softens. For a second, he can breathe. Your touch reminds him he is not just a provider. He's not just the strong one. He's the man you still want. So tonight, instead of sitting on opposite ends of the couch scrolling through your phone, scoot a little closer and touch your husband.
Here's a little pep talk to all the single people out there. You're doing great. You got friends and family who love you. You don't even want to be in a relationship. I just went through airport security. There was a couple in front of me. The guy went through the x-ray machine 3 times. You could be that woman dating that guy. A guy who had actual change in his pocket. As if it was 1983 and he might come across a gumball machine. You could be dating a guy who literally asked, do we need to take off our shoes? This was TSA pre. That's the whole point, is that you don't have to bend at the waist. You could be dating a guy who actually went to unlace his shoes. Someone who wears shoes that get laced or unlaced at the airport. Not acting like a regular human being who wears the shoes that you've been slipping on for over 10 years. This woman has wasted years of her life waiting for this guy to do normal, everyday things. Hug your pillow extra tight tonight. Thank the Lord above for your single life.
So there I was minding my business on the internet, and I came across a story about a guy who had been in the penitentiary for 20 some years. And he gets out of jail, he gets a job with UPS, he becomes a UPS driver. He ends up getting a second job, working for like a moving company. He saves up money, he buys himself a car, and then he bought a house. Now, as you can imagine, a lot of people had a lot to say about this. And I just never imagined that I lived in a society where people would actually be jealous. I mean, real envy. I mean, some of the commentary was utterly disgusting to me. The comments ranged anywhere between, no, that's not possible. There is no way he could have done that. They're just saying this for clickbait. All the way to, he must have gotten down payment assistance. He must have gotten some sort of government help, as though hard work and discipline just wouldn't allow such a thing to happen. Imagine being lapped in life by somebody who has lost 2 decades of their life in the system. Like, that is amazing to me. And it puts into perspective that there is no excuse. Buying a house really ain't that hard. It's just not. It is just a series of bad decisions or a series of good decisions. This person had an opportunity to make a series of good decisions in a short period of time and was able to do so and was able to get their keys and close on their home. And personally, I think that is something to be applauded and not something to throw speculation at.
The moment a man stops trying to impress you, something shifted. He used to show up sharp, intentional, focused on winning you over. Now he's neutral because he no longer sees a return in efforts. See, men invest where they feel valued and withdraw where they feel tolerated.
Where is the accountability? Why is it always our fault? Yes, I chose the nice guy. You know what happened? Turned out to be a covert narcissist, completely destroyed my self-worth and confidence. So then I decided to remove myself from the dating pool and heal and grow and evolve into who I am today, meaning now I'm celibate, not dating, and I'm happy with my life. But now I'm too picky because my standards and boundaries are really strong and really high, and I'm gonna die with a bunch of cats. Because I'm too picky. I guess I'll take the cats or the bear or the shark, and I'll stay alone if these are my options.
Odds are, if you are an older woman and you're single and you're in the dating marketplace and you're having to compete with young women, that becomes a really uncomfortable reality for you, right? It just is, because you're thinking about what you were like at 22. And you're thinking about, oh my God, are my golden years gone? Oh my God, all this stuff. So women get this like weird discomfort when they're single, unmarried, older, and having to compete in a dating marketplace with young women. And it's justified. It makes total sense why. And then they start saying all this crazy stuff, like, oh no, women look better when they're older, and no, they're more attractive at 45 than they are. And it's just not true.
But the second thing I want to impress upon men is I want to make it cool for you to leave a bad relationship and just, as y'all say, go your own way, right? I'm hearing more and more men express that sentiment, where it's not even about finding another woman, like leave the bad marriage just to be at peace. Sometimes that's the outcome, right? Instead of staying in a marriage where you are disrespected, where there is contempt, where, you're disrespected in front of your children.
I know where all of the men who are seeking emotional connection and mental connection and spiritual connection are. Are you ready to hear where they are? They're at home. They're at the gym. They're at work. They're busy healing themselves, and they don't have any more time to be seeking out different people at bars or clubs or out in the streets.
This right here.
You look good. Come here. You look good.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm. I'll do my own little spin move on you. Oh, you look excited.
We'll see how it is.
I like to see you smiling. What? Come here. Where are you taking me to? My car's over there. It's like you're gonna drag me across the street.
Well, you're not gonna open my door?
Of course I am. What kind of guy you think I am?
Did you take my car for an oil change? No, not yet. Well, can you do that now before I leave for work? I literally asked you last week. Can you do it yourself? Can't you see that I'm eating? Like, why are you always talking to me like I'm your employee? First thing in the morning and you're already on my Yeah, I'll go do that right now. No, not like that. The plate goes on the bottom rack. You never load it right. Oh my God, the do it yourself. Nothing I do is ever good enough for you. Why are you always criticizing everything? No wonder you're so unhappy. Got it. I won't put them in like that anymore.
Don't leave a good man because he has a wife. You met a married man that is rich, that is giving you everything you need. Don't leave him. Don't allow the wife to stop you from achieving what you're meant to achieve. Achieve everything that you want to achieve with that man. Don't leave him because of his wife. He gets wife, not concern, not supposed to concern you. Even if your wife call me to threaten you, my sister, don't listen to her. Don't leave that man. Don't leave the husband. He's a good man to you. He's your destiny helper. Don't leave your destiny helper. How will you leave your destiny helper because of his wife? Do whatever you want to do with that man. Achieve everything that you want to achieve with that man. Then you can tell him bye. You get? Clockheads.
When men are like, single women today only want men for their bank accounts and their good looks. I'm like, what bank accounts? What good looks? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, what is this mirage that you're feeding to me? Like, find me a man who's like nice and funny and smart and hot and rich. Like, find me that man. I mean, they do exist. They're men. What you're explaining to me is man. Maybe he is a straight man and exists somewhere and he's probably married to some beautiful girl, and I love that for both of them, but that's not you. Usually the person that's saying that is neither hot nor rich. It just kills me. I love it. Single women only want hot rich men. I'm like, where are they? You're ugly. What are you talking about? It's crazy.
Water your mouth. Dress like a...
It's not.
Yes. It doesn't life matters. She needs to respect herself. Why is it my business? Because I'm a young man and I'm enforcing mine. Well, she's a young woman and she needs to respect herself. Watch her mouth. Watch her mouth. What am I gonna do? You're gonna let your girl defend you? I don't think that's the issue here. Wait, look, I'm crossing the road on Rainbat. Cross the road. I'm crossing the road on Rainbat. Cross. Wait, look, catch out. All right, I win. You guys are the problem defending that. You and your sister are the problem here. Yeah, let's go.
The problem with women is that we still want men to approach. That's the natural order of things. So we the natural order of everything else, but we want this specific piece to stay the same. So you want men to approach you, men to compliment you, men to take you out, men to court you, all of this, but you don't want any of the other stuff. So it's like very selective, and that's a problem. So men sort of, I think of your generation, have changed their gear a bit, but women refuse to approach men. That astounds me. Right. I'm just like, I'm not saying I would have wanted to do it. Right. I'm not saying I would have done it, but I lived in a generation where that didn't happen, where men just came up to you, men talked to you. If you want a partner, you want a partner. So I think you're going to have to also get over yourself. And if you see a nice looking man, go up to him.
I don't understand men who shame other men who choose not to holler at women anymore, or men who are just afraid to holler at women, because some of us men have always been rejected. Some of us men have always received nothing but rejection. So why the fuck would we waste our time trying to holler at these females when it's clear that they don't want our asses? Why the would I waste my time trying to holler at these females when they make it obvious that I'm an unbearable, obnoxious? I don't understand why men try to shame other men who choose not to holler at females when some of us men are just ugly. And the first thing females judge off of is looks. Forget about the personality and all this other. They try to say, oh, it's about the way you dress. No, it's about your face. And if they're not with your face, they're not going to be with you. I'm just a goofy to them. I'm an uncertified bum. That's what I am to these women. I'm an uncertified pile of
I don't know who this is for, but I'm going to need you to stop calling it love when it feels like constant anxiety. Because love doesn't make you second guess your worth, doesn't leave you confused about where you stand, and it definitely doesn't require you to play small in order to keep it. At some point along the way, your quest for love requires you to check in on your self-respect. Because if you have to chase and convince and constantly decode someone's behaviors, in many ways, that's you abandoning your self-respect. And if you're really honest with yourself, you'll realize that you didn't fall in love. You just got used to their inconsistency and their low efforts feeling like a big deal. If that's the case, hear me clearly when I say this. You don't need more love. You don't need a partner. You need more self-respect. That's the real level up. Keep on loving yourself first, best, and always. And we'll see you in the next one.
So a man on Tinder has to swipe right 200 times to get one match, and then 4 of the 5 coffees will ghost him because their filter kicks in again. So half of millennial men say they are no longer dating. They're no longer even trying. It used to be family, friends, and school, how you met people. Now it's 70% online. And when they're not going to church, not going to softball league, not going into work, men have very few venues to demonstrate excellence. What you find with these couples is the woman says, I wasn't interested in him, but then I found out he's really kind.
Totally.
I liked the way he smelled. He made me laugh. And I started getting attracted to him. How do you demonstrate excellence as a man when there's no venues where you're around other people for extended periods of time? You want to punch above your weight class romantically? Get used to rejection. I can't tell you the amount of rejection I've endured from women. And that's the reason I'm with somebody who's much hotter than me.
What defines being a nice guy versus being a good man?
Oh, I can't stand nice guys.
What?
Can't.
What's the difference?
They're people pleasers to me. When I hear nice guy, and remember, you have to remember how I associate to the word nice. Nice means you want to make other people happy. Nice means you are walked over easily. I feel like nice guys finish last because they're always putting everyone else before them. Whereas a good man,
he stands 10 toes down.
He stands 10 toes down. Yeah. I respect a good man. I don't necessarily respect a nice guy. They gonna come for me on that one.
There's gonna be a lot of hurt people in the comments. Oh, okay. This is a more okay. Right. We got 2 more.
Okay.
So the next one is, this is juicy. Why are some men insecure around strong women that are about business? You have experience in this, Sarah.
How long we got?
We have time.
Let's explore what women want. Men should pay on first dates. Men should provide, protect. Men should be chivalrous. Husbands should be willing to for you.
Yes.
So if women can have the standard, men should protect. If women say men should be willing to, how can you object to me saying a woman should be my servant? How could you actually object?
I'm just saying, if you're willing to for me, sure. Okay, I'm gonna do your laundry and cook for you. Yeah, and clean.
So Jocelyn, you said husbands should be willing to protecting me.
Yeah.
So I actually think that's a higher calling of sacrifice.
But I'm also giving birth to your children. I'm also making your apartment a home. I'm contributing to your mental, emotional well-being, raising your kids.
But my objection here is the outrage over, oh my God, Brian, you want a woman to do an effortless bow and do your laundry and cook and clean for you? Y'all want men to for you.
I would die for my man. I'll bow to you if you're not that.
Bow.
No, I ain't bowing to you. I'm not bowing to you because I don't respect you.
Absolutely nobody's talking about the man who had to start over from zero because a relationship destroyed his peace. He lost time, he lost money, he lost confidence, and in some cases, he lost years of his life trying to make something work that was quietly breaking him. And he stayed in silence. He suffered in silence. The hardest part, it's carrying the silence because men aren't encouraged to talk about emotional loss the way others are, the way women are. So that man rebuilds quietly. He questions his judgment. He becomes more guarded because he learned a hard lesson. The cost of giving too much to the wrong place, investing too much in the wrong person. If that's your story and this video resonates with you, I want you to hear something. Starting over isn't failure. Walking away wasn't weakness. Choosing peace after chaos is strength.
It's absolutely true that we are hunters. But we're living in a time and a dispensation where we're being hunted.
And men have options.
And so therefore, when a man is a hunter but he's being hunted, he don't have to, I'm just being honest, he don't have to start pursuing and running and trying to follow hard after some because some is following hard after him. And so when so many things are following hard after him, he like, man, you gonna look desperate if you start following hard after. So what has happened is, because of the desperation of the woman, it's the truth of the matter, they've turned the man into, instead of him being the hunter, now he's being the hunted.
Go ahead, Corinne, because this is if he was interested, though, he would come out of that and pursue.
Still, he can be interested, but at the same time, like, man, she gonna get at me. And it's like, and then at the same time, here comes the next part. You bag me up, Ty. Tell me I'm wrong. You can stop me at any time. If he's dealt with a level of rejection and he's messed around and got some wins without having to pursue, you can best believe that they've turned the hunt off in him. Because he's been rejected. Am I right or wrong?
My friend told me this, like, listen, you ever seen a Rolls Royce in a Honda lot? You'll think something's wrong with the Rolls Royce, not the Honda lot, right? Some of us are, sometimes when we're in the wrong place, we are that Rolls Royce in the Honda lot. You are in the wrong place. Atmosphere is more important than product, right?
Yeah.
You are the product, you are a gift, but you're in the wrong space, so they don't consider your value. Because you are in this Honda lot, they don't consider, they think something's wrong with you. You're around the wrong people, they think something's wrong with you. Because you're in the wrong environment. But if you take a can, right, that's on the street, that's trash, but if you put it on the podium in a gallery, then it becomes art. You're in the wrong place. Because you don't ask why. You don't ask why. Why am I here? Why am I with these people? Why am I doing this? Why am I just continuing to spin my wheels? And I just found out, like, once I started asking why, then I started figuring out what. Then I started figuring out who.
The men that y'all claim don't exist no more, I had that type of man. I had him, and I lost him because I was stupid, foolish, young, immature, possessive, mean, with a nasty attitude, ungrateful, entitled, and ignorant. I had a good man. One who gave me roses, romantic surprises, lingerie, gift baskets, He cooked, he cleaned, he had roses and candles lined up to the floor. He was romantic. He would throw me $1,000 even when he wasn't rich just to go get my hair done. My toes, my nails. He cared about me. He played old school music and slow dance with me. He fed me good, took care of me, took care of my kids. I had a good man.
And they wonder why men aren't chivalrous anymore. And they wonder why men aren't selfless anymore. And they wonder why men don't want to go on dates anymore. That's because women love to use men. Men don't mind doing for women. All we ask is you appreciate it.
Men should always lead and women should always navigate. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. Let me explain why. It's not about one being more powerful than the other. It's about different roles that complement each other. When a man leads, it doesn't mean he controls. It means he takes responsibility. He makes decisions with love, vision, and with the weight of protecting the family. And when a woman navigates, that means that she brings her intuition, her discernment, and her ability to see things that he may miss. This is just a daily reminder to women to stop trying to play both roles. You're doing a disjustice to yourself and your man. And if you are dating, stop allowing him to get away with just doing the bare minimum. If he doesn't want to protect, lead with love, and be a provider, then you should be walking the opposite way. Because even in the Bible, it says, men are called to lead like Christ, love the church. That means with sacrifice and no ego. Lead with love and navigate with wisdom. That's how you build a foundation that will never crumble.
Okay, if you're a single woman in the dating pool, please answer this. Please just stay here for 1 second. So I'm a single woman. I live in Las Vegas. I'm 29 years old, and I just recently decided that I was gonna try to attempt to start dating again. And y'all, I don't know. I'm putting this out there because I don't know if it's Vegas or if it's every other city. And the only way I'm going to figure this out is through TikTok. So my question is for women that are actively trying to date. Like, are you finding actually good men, like that have emotions, that are emotionally available, that actually plan dates, that don't ghost before they meet you? Like, it's not like they meet you and it's like not compatible. It's like doesn't even get there, or it's just completely bland, or like, is it like, I want to know if it's Vegas or if it's everywhere, because me and my girlfriend were talking and we're like, maybe it's Vegas, like maybe like, but maybe it's not. Maybe we have a problem. So if you are a girly dating, please comment on this, what city that you live in, and if you are actively dating, if it's going well, if it's like mine, and please help a sister out, because I want to know if I just need to book a freaking flight to Texas to go find my mans or something.
Once upon a time in New York, you could walk past a group of guys. A couple of them will lock in on you. One of them will decide, oh no, I'm going for it. Start walking with you 10 blocks, talking to you, trying to get to know you, trying to get your phone number or your social media accounts. He would commit to the bit, like, no, I'm walking with you. Wherever you going, I'm going with you, because I want that number, I want that information. I'm trying to get with you, for real. Like, they would commit. They would yearn. You'll be walking down the street, a man see you in his car, he start following you in the car. And it wasn't even creepy. It was like low-key romantic, because he really wanted to run down on you so bad. He was willing to take a detour from the way he was going to now go where you're going, because he want to talk to you, because you look that good. I don't know what happened. I don't know why the men in New York stopped doing these things. A man in New York used to talk to you while you was pregnant. He didn't even care if your baby had a dad. He didn't care. You look good. Don't care. I'll take care of that baby. Like, they used to be on that. I'm not sure what happened, but I miss the real New Yorkers. The real used to really run down. It's not the same. It's so sad right now. Dating pool is full of piss and pride.
If the relationship is over, act like it. Go out, go live your life, go date immediately, talk to as many people as you want. The relationship is over. The reason why a lot of y'all be putting these timestamps on moving on is because you're secretly wishing and hoping that that person is going to come back. You're secretly wishing and hoping that that person is sitting somewhere thinking about everything that they did wrong and how to come back and sweep you off your feet. You want to know why people move on so fast after they break up? I'll give you a couple of reasons. For one, most of these people have already started actively dating before they actually left the last relationship that they were in. You ever wonder how this dude left and got married in 4 months? He was already a year in with her. We talked about the levels of breaking up. We talked about you mentally leave, you emotionally leave, then your body physically leaves. So that is why somebody can get out of a relationship with you today, be with another person next week, and be married in 4 months because they've been done with you. But they stayed out of pity. They stayed out of a false sense of loyalty. Maybe they stayed because of the children. Maybe they were waiting for housing. Maybe they were waiting for the person that they were dealing with to get out of the situation. But they've been done with you a long time ago. Am I lying?
If they want to, they will. And your standards are not too much. I will always appreciate this man for setting the tone, reminding me of how valuable I am, reminding me of no, you're worthy of this treatment. Okay, so in my little hiatus that I took, I started dating this really wonderful guy, and it hasn't been too long, but even though it hasn't been that long, the treatment that I've gotten in this short amount of time will stick with me for the long haul. When I say this man has set the bar, my standards, my level of expectation has been raised. And regardless of if things work out or if they don't, I will always appreciate this man for setting the tone, reminding me of how valuable I am, reminding me of no, you're worthy of this treatment. So often we deal with, as women, less than, and experience after experience, we get accustomed to dealing with less than, and then you kind of lose yourself and lose sight of what your standards should be. And yeah, so I just want to sit here and say, if they want to, they will. And your standards are not too much. Set your bar, set your tone, set your standard, and it needs to be non-negotiable, because the person that sees your value and sees your worth, they will pour into you and meet those standards effortlessly. So yeah, keep your standards firm and in place at all times. Never sacrifice them for anybody.
You know what's funny is that modern women, they just say weird stuff. Like, a man could be hanging out with you, or whatever you want to be hung out with. Hey, let's go here, let's do this, let's be over there. But then when a man says, hey, I just want to kind of relax, go out with the boys, or just have a weekend to myself. A lot of these modern women, because they've been listening to a whole lot of foolishness, then they'll say, oh, you have an avoidant attachment style. Attachment, you're avoidant. You haven't really fully dealt with your trauma. They'll sit up here and use words that they don't even know what they're saying. Oh, you're probably out there, doing what you're not supposed to be doing. It. No, I was just hanging out. I was just hanging out with my brother. That was it. My mom asked me to do a couple things around the house. That's all I was doing, is whatever she asked for. Oh, well, show me the proof. Are you the police? No, stop being weird. Maybe you need to go to therapy a little bit more and listen this